Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to On Loose Lines. Tonight, slightly 1 minute out of order, but we'll get there, and we are good to go. Do look like I've got a slight issue. Hopefully we can get that rectified very quickly. Otherwise we may not have the comments by the looks. But we'll get rid of that and go from there. Right, hopefully everyone's had a good week and ready for a good show. We've got plenty to talk about on tonight's show. Wonder what's going on there. Something's happened to that screen and it was working. Anyway, we'll play around with that as we can go along, but please get involved in the show. It actually was there, so it is working. Just didn't want to capture one screen, but hopefully we can get that caught up today. Now we're good to go, and we'll click it here. Just got to, as always, get that down. Right, anyone tuned in knows how the show works. Get involved. Bring whatever comments you want to tonight's show. Plenty happening in the world of harness racing. Plenty of good stuff. More good stuff than bad stuff, which is what we want on this show, and get the message out there. Got Mark Barton's going to come on because we've got some updates to the voucher system, which I've just noticed a couple of people putting comments on my page just there complaining, which is unusual for the industry, but we'll go from there. So Luke Hilson's not happy, and neither is Michelle Manning. She's not happy about the 2 and 3 year old Vicbred finals getting back to where they were, the Group 1 status. The prize money increase, I think we need it, Michelle. We need more than just that. We need yearling sales for people to get going. Luke Hilson, I can't read that, it's too long. Look at New South Wales. One thing Luke thinks is that we don't want to have both states or horses being eligible for each state. We do. The industry does. We need it. We need horses to be eligible, if you like. I definitely think we need to get that out there. It's one of those things that he was talking there before to Steve Mongani, and that's what he did. Steve did try to say, and I appreciate Steve's input. But what people need to be aware of is these vouchers have been given to us by the Victorian government. They're not ever going to be cash. The Victorian government are not going to give us cash. They've got no cash to give us, but they will give us vouchers, and they will pay out those vouchers. They were issued and have a 2-year expiry date from the time that they were. Some people are going to have close to 2 years, some people will have less. Unfortunately, that's just when you win your bonus, so that part is part and parcel. I've got that part to get across as well. But at the end of the day, it's more than nothing. I think that's the one thing people need to be aware of, is that without them, we don't have any extra bonus as well. So we've still got our first win bonus, but this is a bonus over and above, and I find it very strange how people find it, well, they don't enjoy it. It seems very, very strange. But anyway, so yeah, look, I'll bring more on that. We might even have some more topics on it going forward. But yeah, I think the Vicbred's been going back to where they were is great. You've got a reason to get your 2-year-olds up and going and get them going from there. Pete Manning, I'm sure, over the journey has loved winning the rich races. So yeah, I think when you don't have a horse in the stable that may not be ready to win a 2-year-old, yep, we can throw pot shots at it, but we need to be able to aspire, get out of bed and work some of these horses over the journey, and that's what we need to be able to do. So anyway, it's been a little rant, but yeah, other than that, let's have a fun show. And get it out there. I think it was pretty good of HRV to make Greg available as well. I do think, and going forward, we're going to do some more of those. Looking at it, of course, we had the push-out rule on the other day as well. So plenty to get out there. And as I said, I try to be positive on this show, but sometimes it just gets a little bit hard. Sometimes when you get negativity. But anyway, we should be good to go here. I just clicked this one on. Got another one down there, so we'll get to that there as well. But we've got 14, 15 people on there. Lee Sutton, hello to you, mate. Trust you're travelling good, buddy. I saw some messages the other day, so I hope you're going good, Lethal, and going well there. So there's been plenty happening. The guys from Dance with Karma, I've got to give them a huge rap. And smart people, because they then tagged me in a post after the horse actually won. But I did say last week how good the horse was going, the Marcias, and yeah, Julie saluted at Menangle the other night. So well done to those guys. We also had Willow's Girl for Mataranka Park. They had a pretty good weekend because Matt Howe is now Dr. Matt Howe, and I'm not sure if M's a doctor as well or not. I'm not 100% sure, but M actually did graduate the other day as well. So of the 3 kids, 1 yet to graduate, but hopefully she will very, very shortly. And great supporters of mine in Success Stud. They had a terrific win. They sponsored the Oaks, which is on this Saturday night. Their big pacing for Pink night at Menangle. But I keep smiling. Actually made the she made the field. She was just awesome in winning the other day. I'm just going to see. No, they're not out Saturday night fields. But yeah, she was awesome in winning, and she goes back into the Queen Elizabeth, as it's now more commonly known. So well done to those guys. And I know Jackie was very, very happy with that for a result. So yeah, well done there. Roddy O'Kane, hello to you. And a few other people. So plenty has happened. Mickey Bellman, I was going to get Mickey on, but it's Ararat racing tonight, so I can't see a lot of point in that. I'm sure the young man's got plenty of horses there. He didn't get a winner last week, unfortunately, Mount Gambier either, which was disappointing. On that occasion, we had 2 races already run at Ararat tonight, so make sure you're aware that Ararat are racing. Is this the real life? First up for the Lewises, Jason Lee in the bike. Lewis has actually had 1st and 3rd there with Sorry Dream Away as well. They like these short names. Is this the real life? Was a very impressive winner first up, did the job very, very well though. And then Batika for the Ainsworths and Ada Massa. Well done, Ada. Getting a win there, beating My Mother Said and Brown Eyed Kate. So that's 3 of the races. That race hasn't been run. We'll keep an eye on that race if we can. Mel Thackeray, hello to you. We'll keep an eye on that as we're going along as well. So plenty of other news to get through. I've got Cam Grant going to come on the show later on. Cam's going to talk about Woodlands weanlings, but he's also going to talk about the upcoming, the Invercargill meeting on Sunday. Oh, she looked wet. Looked very, very wet in New Zealand. But anyway, we'll talk about that. There were some good horses to watch. One page, I haven't got this one up. Let's see if we can get it up. I've just got to open a new page here. We'll just quickly see if we can. Told Bart I'd ring him about 1:15, so we've got a couple of minutes to go there. I think it is. I want people... I like... it might be... I just can't remember the name of the page. It just comes up on my... It is Johnny Turner, but... Oh, because I'm not in Campbell's comments. Just give me 1 sec. I'll just whip over here to Campbell's comments. Couldn't work out why it wasn't coming up. Because, let's see if we can't get it up. Yep, Southern Harness News. So we'll flick over to this one here. Southern Harness News. It's this one here at the top with Johnny Turner. If you like your harness racing and you like something a little bit different, that didn't click. Now it did. It's a really good page to follow, and he does some really cool stuff, Johnny does. He does Turn It Up. Of course, the horse that he did race there, he is the media, the king of content, as he's more affectionately known. Should try and get Johnny on at some stage, but live interviews as they're coming off, no matter what the weather's like, and you can see there, it's pretty awesome there, that ordinary there, that's Hayden Douglas. You won't get the audio, but we'll just flick that up there, and you can see how much the rain's coming down, and I don't think he did, yeah, I think he might have won a race towards the end, but yeah, I've seen some pictures after. Kirsten Green put some posts up about her track afterwards as well, so it is very, very trying conditions, but a beautiful part of the world. They had a Group 1 and a couple of Group 2s yesterday as well, so some really nice racing. But I just need to, here it is, this was really, really cool, and I think well done to Johnny. That is, of course, the Turtle, Timmy Williams, so more affectionately known as the Turtle. Bubba, Craig, I forgot Craig's name. The Bomb. I didn't know they called Dexter Carter the Bomb, but he is the Bomb, and then the Goat. And I just think awesome way to promote an industry and do it a bit differently. And of course the Postman, Blair Orange, who I reckon he would have had one of the great thrills. Anyway, it's a great page, and I encourage people to go along and follow it and keep up to date with it. It's a really cool page going forward. So Trent Mason, hello to you. Joey Adard, hope you're well, Trent. Joe Adard's on there. Joe's got a new screensaver by the looks. Mel Thackeray's there. I wonder what the approach is with Garfield. But anyway, we'll leave that one alone. We'll jump out of that. We'll go back to the HRA site, HRV site, I suppose, for the minute anyway, but go from there. One thing I do like about doing it this way, I can actually see who's actually liking the show. So Trent Mason, Mel Thackeray, and 4 other people have liked it. I don't know how I can find those 4 people. There they are there. They are coming. Rodney Marcia, thank you. Kylie Linsell and Tom Swan. Oh, Jamie Egan. Of course, Jamie. And Jamie will chime in. I'll say something wrong or right, and I don't mind one bit. I think enjoy people getting back to me. Now, I've had a lot of feedback about people to interview too, off my interview with Michaela last week about promoting the sport differently, and we have got a few lined up. I just have to go to New Zealand this week, so my time at this desk's a little bit short, so it just makes it a bit tricky to be able to get there, but we definitely will get there. I'm just going to do one thing. We will get there and be able to get a lot of that content and that out into the public, which is what we want to do. So I've got a couple of interviews lined up the week after. We will be on the road as well, so plenty happening. And anyone that does know, I will say a huge thank you to all the kind comments that we had in relation to Holly yesterday. That's pretty cool. I'll show it that way there, but friends with Trent Mason. But Trent Mason is at Campbell Cave, who I think is a person. So they were together. Looks like they've been bike riding together. So anyway, as I just opened up my feed, it came up onto that. But no, thank you very much for all the kind words about my daughter. Very chuffed, very proud of her as a dad. And I'm sure any person out there who is a dad would be suitably impressed when you get a feedback, get a certificate saying about, basically how nice a child she was to everyone. And I really thank all the kind comments, so many. We will try and get back to them all, but really do appreciate it. And it means a lot that people take the time to write those ones out. It's an integrity award certificate. I should have done it that way. Anyway, I can do it this way, so other people, if you haven't seen it, we'll go back here. Please don't forget to fire your comments in as well, but I have got Bardo coming on very shortly with some good news. Got to go back to my page. Luckily you're not watching what I'm doing up there. I push too many buttons the wrong way sometimes, but get my page to come up. We'll just close that part down for the second, and here it is here. So go full screen. So then I've got to go this way. So it's an integrity award for horsemanship, sportsmanship and integrity at the Victorian State Titles just over the past weekend. So 3 rings, there was 3 winners. Holly was lucky enough to win her ring. Very proud dad. More importantly, super proud of all the comments and the lovely words that so many people have written on that, taken the time to write about that. And it means a lot as a father, that does. So personal thank you. Rightio, let's get back onto some sort of normality. Let's see if we can't get Bardo. Have not checked to see if this is hooked up to the Bluetooth. It probably is, but it doesn't work every other time. It does my head in from time to time when it wants to this, but let's just see. Right, it says it's connected. Let's see if we can't get Mark on the phone and get some pretty important updates actually. So if we can, yep. Looks like it's going to work. It is too. Yes. Just need Bardo to answer now. Mark Barton, hello.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Well, I'm good because my phone's back working. I had a bit of an issue last week, but that's okay. Unlike Campbell's comments to have 1 or 2 issues, mate, isn't it? So
the gremlins are still at work, mate, aren't they?
They are indeed. But anyway, it's all good. Hopefully we should be all good to go. So very good. Mate, thank you very much for joining me. We're not going to hold you up for too long, but the sales year is over. But quickly rolls around again. The winter woolies is upon us.
Yeah, look, it doesn't take long. We'll get a few cooler nights, and then we've actually had good inquiry the last couple of days, actually. People just asking what's there, and, probably the big one, mate, I think the announcement of HRV with the vouchers for the Victorian horses. I think that's important, but, it's always a good end of the season, and there's always an opportunity, isn't there? We've seen a couple of these mares that have been sold out of this sale that have gone on to do some good work for the new owners.
Yeah, there have been some massive returns. I actually hit the wrong banner up there just there before. They're the Woodlands Weanlands. They'll come up a little bit later on. Something's happened. I've froze. I'm not sure what's going on. But I just got my camera's frozen. Now we're good to go. This one just doesn't. There it is. The Winter Woolies is up there now. No, I've got an internet issue. I hate talking to you, Mark Barton. We're back up and going. No, we haven't dropped out. It didn't drop out. It went very close.
You got the trifecta.
It went very close. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, Starlink is still playing a few funny buggers with me from time to time. But the Winter Woolies is on, and the sale will be from the 9th of June through to the 11th of June. But the yellow banner underneath there, the sale opens on the 1st and goes through to the 21st. And we want people to be aware of those dates, mate. That's a pretty important part, isn't it?
Yeah, getting the horses in there is the important part, mate, so people know what's available. And then we've worked out now Tuesday through to Thursday seems to be the best time to go through the actual sale process. So often you find Tuesday the sale opens, but people that see something there and they say, "Oh, hang on, I still want to work out how to register." A lot of our buyers now have used the system, so it's not as hard as it once was.
No.
Once you've got yourself an Options Plus user ID and your password, it's all about protecting people's security, I suppose. And then with regard to every sale, we just have a blanket thing where people do just have to register again. So that if you previously bought it, it's a pretty simple one. Just put in your request, enter your request a bid card, and then enter your user ID for Options Plus, and the girls will approve that pretty well straight away.
Yeah, and you're right, and it is simple, but it's actually an integrity thing as well, mate, and we want people to be aware of that. There's a reason why it is there. It may not be like what it once was, but the world is ever changing, and it's an integrity and security measure from both for you and for everyone involved.
Yeah, 100%. Look, it's like I say, you look at the amount of fraud that goes on cyber fraud is massive. So we get people to request a big card. We check it out with them as well. Quite often the girls will still ring and make sure everything's on track. And the entity that bids on that, because it's a you can't rescind a bid. Once you put a bid on Options Plus, it's binding. So they want to make sure people do know the rules before they operate. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty simple process, and more times you do it, it's very simple. Got a few people, Roddy O'Kane, I'm sure he's done it. Roddy Marcia, he's watching, of course, with his horse Dance with Karma.
They had a pretty good winner there the other night, didn't they?
Yeah, they did indeed. So actually wasn't a bad weekend for the Nutrien horses. I know you've been putting a lot of the graduates up, which is really cool, but Mataranka Farms, of course, they bred Willow's Girl, and she won a heat of the Oaks, and then you also got I Keep Smiling for Success Stud winning the feature there at Menangle. So pretty good time, actually, full stop.
She's been an awesome mare, hadn't she? And I think, look, Rod's a good one to talk with our race series not far down the track too. We hope we might see some of those horses heading to Wagga in the next few weeks. So those horses doing well at the moment is a great idea. Great thing.
You sound like you're cooking tea, because that was a microwave in the back, so that's pretty cool. I actually am cooking tea. That's why I might have been a minute late getting going. I'm having butterflied lamb, actually. So, yeah, so it's quite nice. I sit up top and its smell comes up through the roof, so the show won't go away.
Barbecued lamb rum here at the moment. So
I've got to do a cooking show. Darren Clayton says that I might try and do it. I've got a few guys that can send photos in. We might try and do it one night, just have a bit of fun on a Monday night. Won't hurt either, just a little bit out of the
I'd be up for that, to see which bloke could actually get the most votes on the dish they put together. I'm a terrible cook, but I do enjoy it.
You're not a terrible cook. I've eaten your cooking, mate. You go pretty good, and hopefully I'll eat it again one day. So you're not terrible.
No, good on you.
And just on the Mataranka Park too, but I don't know if you saw, but Matt now is a doctor, so the Howes have had a pretty good couple of weeks. They raise good horses. They raise some good kids too. So I think as we speak, Jess is the only one that hasn't graduated. So they're having a good run, Joe and Dennis. That's for sure.
Look, I think that's the part of what typifies the sport too, is the family involvement in their breeding program. And we said there again, another good winner for them on the weekend. So it just shows that they're in a purple patch with and not by chance. Like, they've been pretty selective on what they've kept. I think it again a bit parochial, but another really good Riverina breeding program.
No, it is indeed. Mate, now we're going to talk about that. That's one other one we want to get. I've got a few things here. I've got a little list of horses. We'll come back to the Winter Woolies before I hang up on you, but the dates are out now for the Nutrien Classic, the Nutrien Equine Classic Race Series 5, which is amazing. That's come around that quick. And we've got the trotting heats on the Tuesday, the 19th of May at Wagga. Friday the 22nd will be the pacing heats for the 2 and 3 year olds. Now, the one exception to that is Queensland. That will be on the 5th of May. The Queenslanders need to be aware that if they race in that on the 5th of May, they're not eligible to race in those other heats. That's correct, is it not?
No, they can come down. There's no. I've actually had that. Yeah, they can come down. The winner of those, the winning filly and the winning colt, is eligible to come to the race finals. But if you had a horse that ran second or third, you are eligible to qualify. Obviously, they're going to have to turn those horses around, reasonably quickly. So that's going to be up to the individual, I suppose, whether they think they can do that. But I did check that out with Harness Racing New South Wales. There's no route restriction. It's like heaps of some of these other races where there are qualifiers and horses can enter more than one qualifier. But once they're qualified, obviously they can't keep going around.
No, definitely not. Okay, so that's part organised. Joe Pay says he's coming for dinner. He says he's coming for dinner. I know he's got a couple of 2-year-old trotters actually thinking of coming up to Nutrien, Bardo, so you might end up cooking for Joe as well.
Well, look, and on that, any of these guys that are travelling to Wagga that aren't normal, they don't travel normally. Give me a call because, like, if you do need an overnight, like a good example is the Tuesday trotting heats. Those heats are an afternoon, evening meet. So if you need a box to try and stable a horse for a night rather than try and turn around at an unreasonable hour, give me some warning and I can make sure. I know that the locals and even Christy and I, we've got room to try and help a few people out.
Yeah, it's an amazing horse area, Wagga. If you haven't been there before, you will get a shock. You may not even want to stay at a standardbred farm as such, but there's a few, like there's plenty of thoroughbred trainers, but they're probably full up. But there's a lot of equestrian properties around the area as well, so there's plenty of opportunity for people where to stay, isn't there?
And the track's a good track. If anyone, like I know, like for us, we our setups for cancraft horses, but we've got boxes here and day yards, etc. Like plenty of room. We're 8Ks on the track. Euroby Stud would have 50 boxes, just depending on what they've got weanlings in boxes at the moment. But the old showground, I believe there's still boxes available there. Worst case, even places that you did have to go further afield, you've got Scott Robbo's, you've got Mataranka, like you said, you've got the Junee area, like there's boxes over that way too. So
yep, definitely.
Plenty of options for people that are travelling. Give us a call, and I'm sure we can make it an easy travel. I know a lot of people from Central Vic travel here nearly every other Friday, so it's not uncommon to most.
No, and there's quite a few people. I was actually at Herbertson's, and they're heading across with. They've got a couple of 2-year-olds. They're keen and excited too. So there's going to be a lot of people making the trip, which is really cool, and that's what we want to get that message out there.
Yep, no, good on you. And look, we're the Woolies, like we're getting back to that, mate. The fact that if you've still got a big bred voucher, if you've got a platinum or purebred horse in the catalogue, a mare bred in Victoria, a weanling or a yearling, you can use those vouchers to purchase those horses. So.
Yep. So that's the important part. So it's a weanling or a yearling that is Vic bred and not Vic bred, has to be Vic bred platinum and Vic bred pure. And a few people don't actually like that idea, but it means the money stays in Victoria. That's what the government wants it to do. They can be used on those horses, and it's also a pregnant mare in foal. Can be used.
Yeah, as long as it was bred in Victoria. So.
And so that one will be where you'll need to clarify and make sure you've got all your dots if you're putting your horse in there.
I know the girls are trying to put it on Auctions Plus, so there'd be a symbol or an icon on certainly on the Auctions Plus catalogue, but hopefully on our catalogue as well, where we can actually identify those horses. Victorian eligible, voucher eligible, or something like that.
And when the catalogue comes out live, we will be doing a lot more on it anyway, so people will be aware of it.
Yeah, we'll do it on socials as well. Exactly, mate. Exactly.
But it's also the opportunity if people are sitting there and thinking, "Geez, will I or won't I?" There's an opportunity for people to advertise those horses and put them up for sale, and if they get their figure, They won't, but like with these vet vouchers being there, some people are going to have a $5,000 head start when they start the bidding, which is going to be pretty cool.
No, absolutely. No, and they do expire. So you've got either to use them on service fees or on buying a horse. So if you've got one that expires before next year's sales, it's probably, I'm going to say it's a shallow marketing pitch for me, but it's a reason to go and have a look at the catalogue, isn't it?
No, if anyone's wondering out there, it actually goes basically. So what you've got left is APG have got their online sales, and plus the winter woolies. So you've got that group of sales. You've got the stud season. So if you get your mares in foal from this year onwards, 2026, basically 1st of September onwards, and then the 2 Melbourne sales. So that's your last 2 opportunities to be able to use. Last 5 opportunities to be able to use these vouchers. So you seriously need to sit there and have a look when this winter woolies catalogue comes out. Have a look at it and go from there.
Oh, well, like we said too, mate, we don't want to harp on too many, but the one's always the Wicked Knights that was bought went to Tasmania and is now the progeny of top both yearling sales. The last 2 yearling sales have both been topped by Wicked Knights that was sold by Ben Stud, and it's a good story. The Baggy Green was a mare that did a lot of good for a couple of different farms before it's got to Rainbow Farms, and they had their first $100,000 yearling out of that mare. So there's certainly fruit on the sideboard still on the with these horses that do get offered for sale. And I know of a couple of studs that are saying, we've got mares that we want, and they're picking up on it. We want to do something in it for the next person. We want to enter some horses up that'll be pregnant. You're a step ahead. So.
Yep, and there is a horse that started through the winter woolies. I can't think of Val Thuren's the mother of. I think it's a mother of that horse anyway. There's like not as big a stories as those ones, Bardo, but a horse that's sold yearlings through your yearling sales, then been through the winter woolly sales, and I think now is at Alabar. The horses change hands. They're not lost to our system, and they're still being cared for and loved by so many people, and they're giving them an opportunity to find that next home, which I think is really cool, and that's what this sale does offer.
No, exactly. I think it. And look, you're in the process where you're bidding online, so you've got 3 days to do your homework, ask any questions, and that's where it does work. It opens Tuesday. It doesn't start the time until 6 o'clock Thursday night, so you've got 3 days effectively to go through and ask the questions you need to and make sure you're making an informed decision.
I've got an idea for a new show, Bardo. I might have to incorporate that when it closes. That could actually be a bit of fun. I just thought of that. Anyway, I'll pitch that one and go from there. Mate, one other thing before I do let you go and get back to your cooking, and I'm just going to flick screens. I've got too many mice here, but Joe Theme's photos are up, and I encourage people to go in there and have a look at those. I actually didn't realise I probably should have pre-planned this one. I won't go into it. You've got to put your email address in to look at those, so I won't do that while we're online.
No, she does an awesome job. Like someone said, look, you fly her in. I said, look, it's about understanding what we're trying to capture, and I'm trying to capture the emotion of the weekend, and also, you look back at it and you see some of the horses that I think a Hollywood Strip, for example, and capturing that money shot, Luxa Turner, the locomotive, making sure we've hopefully got something in our library for our benefit for marketing, but also for the owners or the new owners, the breeders or the new owners, that there's something there to look back on, which I think is really important. And she's part of the Nutrien family effectively, Joe. She does a lot of our performance horse sales. She'll be at Toowoomba next weekend, selling performance horses, actually. So we've got nearly 500 up there starting on Wednesday.
There we are. I was trying to get this bigger. There is a crew from Ben Stud, but this is just one of the photos, and you can see the quality. They're not just all... where's that one of... Well, here's one of Duncan. We'll give the one of Duncan and... that up there, but beautiful photos. As I said, something just a little bit different. Ken Spicer there and the team from Alabar over the back, and Shawnee in the middle. So they are there. There is 4 galleries. There's plenty to look at. I went through them last night, but some absolute stunning photos. Not enough of me, Mark. I couldn't believe there was a severe lack of.
I think you're like me, mate. We're not as photogenic as we'd like to believe. So
well, we think
probably
we're that,
the less of us.
We think we're that good. Terry and Seb there in a nice little one. There was a lot of really good photos, I must say, and I think it was so well done. And yeah, go in there and have a look, and then you can download them, and she'll send that or give you the rights to them. So there's plenty there for people to look at. Oh, I know where it is too. There's one photo, if I got 2 secs, I should be able to find it, of Brett Coffey. And you always got to be a little bit careful. I will say, I'm going to show you one other one, but I'm going to be self-indulgent. I thought this photo was awesome that Joe took, so that's of me and my family. So we'll be getting in touch with Joe over that one, so I did really like that photo. But there's a lovely one of Brett Coffey. And of course, he has a lot of fun. This is one thing, when people don't go to these sales, they don't realise it. So many people have fun. And just so as I'm not picking out the 1s and 2s, here is Bardo sending me a message. This is a photo of Monty. You can see Monty here, all dressed up, having fun. This is what a lot of these photos are. They're not all about people standing there and parading horses and that. There's a lot of them behind the scenes. Here it is. I found it. I don't know if you've seen this one, Mark, and I don't know if you're watching live at the minute, but Brett Coffey and his little love heart, I think we're throwing a bit of cheek at him at the time when it went through, so he actually done it, and Joe managed to capture it. So yeah, we've got Lance Holberton and Shawnee McNulty in the background as well. They stood in the wrong spot, them boys. They feature in a lot of photos, so they did a pretty good job actually. So yeah. Yeah, but no,
that's good. No, I was only sending you one from my number one bid spotter now. The young fella James is I've sent you. That's what the text was, mate. That's 4 generations of rugby and rugby league players, and we've found our first AFL player this weekend. So he's now 2 games undefeated. Beat last year's premiers, the under-12. So
I need to give him better give him a Carlton Guernsey so as he barracks for a right team. You can't be barracking for this.
Your biggest problem is Paul Kelly. He carts his stock when he sells his handful of cattle that the boys sell. And Paul's opposite Mataranka, and he's a North Wagga Saint boy, and obviously a Sydney Swan man. So he's well and truly a Swanee now. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's okay, but the Saints aren't there anyway. No, I have got it. So just everyone wants to see what we're looking at. That's Jamesy right there on screen. So he's a good job, and did do a great job bid spotting as well. And I think a lot of people enjoy that part of it. And there's some cracking photos of him. He on the other hand, mate, is a lot more photogenic than you and I, because he was in quite a few. So.
No, I just thought that was a bit of fun. I just thought all your Victorian watchers will appreciate the fact that we've finally got a man that's actually going to kick a ball rather than run at someone. So.
Yep. No, well, it'll be mentioned. As I said, we've just got to try and get him to change teams as we can. So
there's only a couple of was it Wayne Carey?
Yep.
Yeah, well, Wayne Carey and Paul Kelly, both out of the North Wagga Saints. I tell you, the bloke who I got a big rap on from North Wagga Saints was a bloke called Jake Stockton. A couple of blokes told me, they said, I see young Jack playing in reserves there this week, and he said, no, Jake Stockton was an exceptional first grader for North Wagga Saints too. So there you go.
I don't think they'd have Jack playing on the ball. I hope there's not a lot of young Jacko. He's got a bit of muscling up to do, I would imagine. He's actually driving good. I think he drove 3 winners at Forbes.
He's driving really well. The other bloke, not to give anyone, pick one out, but Will Rickson, how well is he going at the moment?
Is he related to you as well? You're in
no,
New
he's
South
not.
Wales. You're in New South Wales. No, you're all related, so it doesn't matter, does it? So.
His mum's a Turnbull, so he's got the right pedigree.
Yeah, he has indeed. He's a Bathurst boy through and through. So I did find it.
But no, just he like that Nullarbor was probably one of his highlights. But again, yeah, no hidden message there. Just I just think he's a young fella who's really hit his straps, doing a really good job.
No, yeah, he is indeed. There's the young bloke, mate, bid spotting too, and there's quite a few. As I said, go through those photos. You only have to register your email. When you register your email, it doesn't mean you've committed to buying those photos by any stretch. Go through, have a look. Then when you find what you're after, and there is a stack of photos in there from.
And if you look at that last one you put up, if you actually look in the background there, the young fellow with the white shirt on, my other auctioneer, Dane's young fella, Eli.
Here it is. I got it.
So
And I think this is the one thing Joe did capture. I think, as you said, they were your young blokes, but Dane being the other auctioneer. But here he is standing up the front. They were spotting. Eli was spotting. He actually was on the camera for the parade. But yeah, he was spotting, and Dane just standing up the front there, just helping him out. So I think that's, as I said, these photos are more than just photos of horses going around. They're ones that a lot of people get a lot of kick out of, actually. So Eli actually features. I think Joe's put 3 photos of the camera operator, and Marie was never caught on it. So it was always Eli. I like this one. I'm not sure what Dane's doing. I think, whoops, I went the wrong way. I think Dane's having a bit of a word to him, Bardo. We'll have to do a bit more of a deep dive to see what's being said here. But he's giving him a bit of a deep dive. But no, it's great.
I think it's the same as all of the clients that either buyers or sellers. There's a lot of people. It's a family business. People get in the family dig in and make it work. And both these boys, that's what Dad does. So they've whether they like it or not, they get dragged in a bit, don't they?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And, they're keen for it. And, there's heaps of the Nutrien team as well. And you've plenty of people there to be able to find. So young Zach's there as well. So plenty there. Mate, thank you. Appreciate it. As I said, Winter Woolies, it opens on the 7th, I believe. I've got the banner up here in front of me. I did it again, put the wheelings up. The entries open on the 1st of May through to the 21st. And then the sale goes from the 9th to the 11th. If you have any queries, go to nutrienstandardbred.com.au. You'll be able to find the links there, or give Mark or Christy a phone call. You'll find their numbers on there as well. And it's very, very simple process. If anyone's wondering, I should be able to get it up on this computer. I think I've logged out of the other page. We'll just double check first. Yep, so basically click on upcoming sales if you wanted to know. So go then into Winter Woolies. And because it hasn't opened, you can just go. That's why people say about all the information that's here. Mark's and Christy's phone numbers are there, but you click on the nomination and then you go through it. It starts giving you all the information you need there, and then how to go about it, how to nominate. Very, very simple. But if you have any queries at all, give the guys a call. That's the best way to do it in a butter.
No, absolutely, mate, absolutely. And just tomorrow, 3 weeks tomorrow till we start the heats of the trotters. So we're 4.5 weeks till our final. We'll have Winter Woolies will be just after that, so we'll be able to, anyone that's got a Winter Woolly horse to sell, that'll give us a chance to try and promote those during that last weekend. Like it's a couple of weeks after that the sale's on. But yeah, it's a busy month. Whilst we've finished the yearling program, we've got busy month through May and into June, mate. So it's looking forward to it.
No, and we need that, and we need the industry to keep going, keep getting positive. I've got a little bit of a hate on negative comments and people that want to sort of narc all the time at the minute, but I'll just leave that, behave myself and keep the straight bat and just keep being positive, Bardo, because I think that's all we can do. So I think some people just get out of bed and want to be negative. So anyway, that's okay. Mate, thank you.
Good on you, mate. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Well done for far for the year. But yeah, as I said, looking forward to being at Wagga. Brett Hogan was saying there's going to be a punters club. It'll be the first of its only. Rob Kernow's watching. Robbie was in the back of one of those photos. He's actually giving me the thumbs up just then. Pete Gianni's watching as well, Bardo. So he's there. Has he purchased on the Winter Woolies before?
Oh, geez, he's bought horses, and I'm going to be rude, and so I can't say whether he's bought Winter Woolies, but he's certainly he's bought yearlings, and been a good supporter. So.
No, he has indeed. But as I said, a few people there, and Robbie, he was like a few of them. They stood in the wrong spot. Joe got plenty of photos of them, so to go there. But before we go, Dave Wallace, a nice winner from Nutrien Sales. Think was 3 weeks ago, was Soul Hunter in Queensland in a 55 mile. Dave, I wonder who trains it, which horse that is. Actually, I could look that up, Bardo, while you're there. You're in no rush.
That's good.
You haven't burnt tea?
No. It's on the slow. It's going slowly, mate. I haven't even put the lamb on yet.
What am I looking? Where did you say that horse's name was? I've just lost it. Soul Hunter. See if we can find this horse for it. And see who trains it, see its breeding anyway. So it's by Huntsville. Oh, this might have been this was a 2-year-old that won the other day. It was super impressive for me. Megan Coburn.
Yeah, actually, the Hunts, isn't a snapshot in time. The Huntsvilles have just jumped out of the blocks, haven't they, in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, they have. This horse was super impressive. Dave is right there. It was on the start of the month, 7th of April. Bear with me and I'll get that result up. But yeah, this horse won by panels, actually. It was pretty good. Actually, Rob Curno's on there. There's an interesting little typo on the results from Globe Derby. I'll get it up later on, Bardo. But they put one too many ones on the results, and it looks like the winner has won by 114 metres. That got a few people looking at it, that's for sure. So there'd be
we're breeding to whatever is by.
It actually was actually a cup. So it was actually a cup on that occasion. And this is the 2-year-old, for Graham Dwyer by Huntsville, out of Soul's sister, and Dave Wallace. Is there a Wallace in the? There is too. Well done, Dave. One of the owners. So congratulations. And bred by Megan Coburn. Of course, Megan.
Oh, didn't she do a great job this season with her yearling prep was as good as any in the sales this year. So
and her, I love her videos. Got to give Golden Gate.
Yep.
Gate. Yeah, give that a follow. It's another page you need to give a follow to, because she does do, you're spot on, Bardo, does a massive job with those horses as well. So, and gets good messaging out there. Dave's actually put on the post there that Graham Dwyer does train it. Graham's a good bloke. She does an awesome job, and she's related to Luke and Belinda. I'm not sure. She's a cousin of one of them. I'm not 100% sure which one, but but very, very passionate about what she does as well. So, which is really good.
And the thing I like is like the effort to improve the way she's doing it. You're happy with the way the horse is presented. Like really. Genuinely wants to do a great job, not just a good job. So it's a privilege to have, not just her, but the vendors that we've had this year. The job they do is enormous. It's not a 1-week program. It's a long-term effort that they put into present these yearlings as well as they do, and it's a credit to the industry.
I did take Brett Welsh around with me, and we went to Megan's there this day, and I actually thought, geez, I'm a weak little southerner. I thought I was going to die. It was that hot and humid, and everyone else is walking around. And Megan and them, it was a public holiday. It might have been Australia Day. Could have been Australia Day, actually.
I reckon it was.
Yeah, and they're all drinking beers, and I'm thinking, geez, I'm weak. I don't drink beers anymore. I drink waters, but I'm like, I don't think I could have had a beer. It's that hot. And I'll never forget Welshie the next day when he rang me, and his first comments was, how hot was it at Megan's? I was like, thank God. And he would live 30 minutes away. But, very, very warm part of the world. But, great people, very hospitable. So one of the good parts of this job, Bardo, is the people you meet.
Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, and there's been plenty of winners coming out of those sales as well, and you guys are putting them up, doing a pretty good job, actually.
And look, not to forget that horse could be one for the back end of the year too, for the Sunshine Stars racing too. So,
well, it could come back for your sales series as well, couldn't it?
Yeah, of course it can.
Yeah,
of course it can.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're there, Dave, we'll look forward to catching up with you.
Paid up, which I'm going to say they nearly all are out of Queensland. It's been terrific pay-ups. Actually, on that, it's interesting. Our pay-ups out of Victoria were enormous this year, so way better than the last couple of years, which was really positive too.
So it's got to give you confidence, because it's the first year those horses are guaranteed. They're aware that they'll be travelling to Wagga, so that's great that people are embracing it, which is what we want.
Yeah, no, like I say, you're asking trotting stables to travel interstate to go to the heats and the finals, and like I say, our pacing in trotting is up in Victoria, could be up by 30 or 40%.
Yep, very good. All right, mate, I'll let you go.
Which obviously the prize money that's on offer at that race and not that far from them, it certainly makes it lucrative, or one that you're not going to miss, is it?
No, exactly right, mate. Spot on. I take my wedding ring off to do dentistry, but I leave it on for media and everything else like that. That naked feeling when I just touched my finger just then, Bardo, and it wasn't there, I was like, but no, I know where it is, so it's all good. So it's fine. So I was
very good.
Back on the tools today. Right, mate, thank you. Appreciate it. You're
No,
away.
good
You're
on you.
away next week, but we'll get the message out there. I'm going to
Yeah,
have.
if anyone wants to buy a camp draft horse, mate, ring me next week because I can help them out.
I might be there next week as well. I'll be catching up with the team from Wagga because, as I said, on that race meeting, they've got quite a few things already planned. There's going to be a punters club. There's going to be a lot of reasons for the locals to get out there as well. So Neville Pangrazio's just tuned in, and of course Nev and Louise bred their first Group 1 winner, or not their first, but a Group 1 winner, sorry. Jillaby Ballerini's first Group 1 winner, of course, on Saturday night just gone as well. So great supporters as well of Nutrien.
Yep.
So, yeah, well done to those
And
guys.
I reckon, I think Nev might have Sid the Sloth might be getting ready for Wagga too.
I've got to find Sid. I don't know where he's gone. Actually, I better find him. He could come back into the show from time to time.
I reckon you better get him ready because I think he could be on the he could be en route to Wagga in a couple of weeks' time, mate.
Yeah, I'm not actually 100% sure where he is, but that's okay. We'll find him. I have a lot of stuff up here, I must say. Right, mate, let you go. Thank you very much.
Good on you, mate. All the best.
As we said, make sure you get ready for that, but the race series as well. But anything you want, nutrienstandardbred.com.au. Thanks, mate.
Good on you, mate. All the best.
You better hang up. I lost my phone. There it is there. I can do that. I'll do that. Just killed the audio. Worked out what I did wrong last week too with that phone. But anyway, we'll worry about that later on. So get on top of that. But plenty happening there. That horse in Queensland, in Tassie, sorry, in South Australia. Results. Bear with me. Well, you can see what I'm doing anyway. That's why I've put that up there. So if I want to do something sneaky and make it like I am smart, it doesn't actually work. But we'll just see. I'll have a look at the results as well for Ararat tonight. We want to keep across those guys there. Matty Feast, hello to you. See, there's a stable change for Andretti. Jean has passed that also over to Jason Grimson, which we'll get onto that horse very, very shortly. Yep, they have fixed it up. Yeah, they actually had a 1 in front of it. The Fred Drones Trotters Cup, they put a 1 in front of it, but thankfully someone has fixed that up. So there was horses being beaten 100 metres. They must have put 100 metres on it because I did notice that Meadow Valley Star was beaten 345. And when I looked at it, I thought, that's half a lap. That's a long way, even for a horse that can be naughty from time to time. While I'm on that, Matty Horsnell, isn't he having a hell of a run? Darugalji, let's go to here, of course, taking out the Adelaide Pacing Cup. So not this SA Cup, but this is the Adelaide Pacing Cup. So well done, Matty Horsnell. And I think he had a third or a fourth tonight at Ararat as well. So having a good run. One of the guys from Mount Gambier where I go to. Did see this one. I think we're back on my page. No, we're on the Nutrien page still. Just bear with me. Bang. Go to this one. Passing of time, if you like. I'm going to Oyen next week, but they put an announcement out today that it will be the last of the Greg's Electrical. Need to get rid of my face off there. The Greg's Electrical Oyen Pacing Cup. So the last time it'll be called the Greg's Electrical. I've been lucky enough to be going there 4 or 5 years, and it will actually be the last one. So a little bit sad, but a change of times. And so yeah, so looking forward to that. That's Sunday week. Of course, this Sunday coming. All roads lead to Pacing for Pink, and I did say I'd have someone on from there, but we will be there next Sunday, Holly and I, so there'll be plenty of content coming out of there. But just remember, all the drivers wearing the pink pants to raise awareness for breast cancer from the month of May. So plenty of content will be coming out with that in the near future. Let's see, we'll get the great man on. Hopefully we can get him on the phone. Yep, it's working too. I've got to do something, actually.
You know,
Hello, Cameron Grant. How are you, my friend?
fantastic, thank you. How are you today, Mr. Campbell?
Already spoken to you once. You sound like you're asleep. It's a bit later over there in New Zealand. I said it'd be just after 8:30, but Bardo and I covered a fair bit more ground than I thought, mate.
Oh, it's a privilege to come on the show, especially at this time of night. So, happy to be here. Happy to be here.
I think you've been a bit cheeky there. I'm not sure.
No, it's fine. No, it's all good here.
It's fine. It's been a pretty big weekend for the team at Woodlands, and we're going to touch on. Just got to bear with me, mate. I'm just trying to get your mug to look a little bit better, which is hard, which is very hard.
Hard work.
I just you just don't quite fit into where I wanted you, so which is not an issue. So we'll get this all sorted. Hang on one sec. I can't do two things at once sometimes, but
Just a male, typical male, don't worry. I know the feeling.
You behave yourself. Right, let's get off that one, and we're back here, and then let's go back to here, and now you're officially back on the channel, mate. But right on cue, Michael House tunes in as well, so he must have known I was about to talk to you. Marg Kelly, John McCook as well are watching. Roddy Marcia is watching as well, so Roddy's having a pretty good run at the minute. But that's what this show's about, Cam. We try to embrace everyone and get the message out there for everyone, and fair bit happening for Woodlands going forward. Let's touch on the weanling sale that's coming up very, very quickly. I don't know if I've put it up on this. This is my page. I thought I shared the post of all the horses on my page. I might get in trouble for that one. I better. I'll go one better. I've got the banner saved. I've put it up 3 times on Bardo, unfortunately by mistake. But there is 22 weanlings going through the sales. And 6 colts,
That's the one.
6 colts, 16 fillies, and all the boys are represented with Sweet Lou, Down by the Seaside, Better's Delight, Lather Up, What the Hill, and also 2 King of the North. So a little bit for everyone in this sale, mate.
Yeah, like I said, so the 22 popping through, and you're right, I've kind of got the 6 different selections, which is great. And so 15 pacing opportunities and 7 trotting. So no, look, it's going to be a little bit different. Obviously, the weanling sale this year being online, but I think online was going to be the way forward, especially with Alabard not having the presence that they have had in this part of the world. So look, it's going to work well for everyone's sake, I think.
Yeah, it will indeed. I was actually wondering who the photo was down at the bottom of the screen, and I thought I'm going to get myself into trouble here in a minute, but it's Debbie Lincoln, of course, Lather Up's first Group 1 winner. But of course, Sudsy now has actually had 2 Group 1 winners, so doing an awesome job he is actually. So, yeah, we want people to keep up to date. That sale is going online. I think, did I see the? When did I see?
I've done my homework. I've done my homework for you, so you can get it bang on.
Well, you better tell me when it goes online, because I'm in trouble at the minute.
No, you're all good. So the catalogue, the online preview is going to go up on the NZB Standardbred website tomorrow. So that'll be your pedigree pages and that. I think we're doing photos on farm this week. So photos will be there next week for the punters. Thursday next week, the 7th of May, that's when the catalogue's going to go live on Gavel House.
Yep.
And then the bidding opens on the 13th, which is the Wednesday, and it closes on the following Wednesday, which is the 20th at 6 o'clock New Zealand time. So that's the rough plan of attack.
You forgot one part, the online parade on the 9th.
Oh, yes.
Most important part.
For the people that are going to be around the Auckland area on the 9th of May.
Yep.
11 o'clock, we're going to have the online parade at Hamlin Road at our block over there, which will be good. So that'll be our 22 plus Alabar's 5, I think they've got. I'm pretty sure it's 5. So we've got their ones in with us as well.
Yeah, so people will get that opportunity. You're going to look at you'll look at 27 horses. I think there's a low 30. I think what you say there was potentially going to be.
I think it was closer to 40, closer to 40, but between 30 and 40.
Over half that sale will be there at Hamlin Road. Now that, for people wondering, before we get a little bit off topic, that is where the weanlings were paraded the yearlings were paraded for the yearling sales. Unfortunately, on that wet day, that's correct.
Yes, that's the one. So not the main stud block on North Road, so the one on Hamlin Road, and that's just our other block there. So
yep.
Yes, where the yearlings were paraded.
Yeah, no. So we want to get that message out there as well for all the locals. But any people travelling over there for the racing, we're going to touch on this Friday night's meeting coming up, which you're going to be at, and so am I, which is a huge meeting as well. But the meeting after is actually even bigger, so just ridiculous to race in there. But if you are over there, Gene Feast has got a couple of runners going around this week, and if they're backing up next week, I'm sure Gene will go out there and have a look at the weanlings, and Michael House. Be surprised if Mickey doesn't end up there, Cam.
Well, I was actually talking to Michael today, and he's been sending me photos for about the last 3 weeks over in the States. So he's back on in our part of the world now, which was good, and I think he had a good break.
So he's been overseas?
Hopefully. Yeah, he's been over in the States and through to Canada, I think, and doing quite a bit of travel. So
right.
had the family over there, we had Lindsay and the daughter over there. Wilson was busy working.
I was going to say, he didn't have Wilson. Wilson's been driving everywhere as well on top of that. So, yeah. So
he's been working very hard.
Still one of the best ads ever, that ad that Michael House put up. I don't know where I've got it. I've probably got rid of it. But that job application for someone to walk around and pick up poo, it was great. It was just awesome. So, anyway, hopefully, if he's at Auckland on Friday night, I'll definitely catch up with Michael. I enjoy the randomness of the chat, so we can go from there. Mate, this was the other thing that I wanted to post, or wanted people to be aware. Here, 44 winners across this last weekend just gone, which is a pretty amazing effort. But there's some pretty huge parts of this, I think, anyway, with the 3 feature races at Invercargill. The Group 1 Diamonds, Diamond Creek Diamonds, that was taken out by Roger that, but also trifecta-ing the race with Bigsy running second, and Cam, I'm in trouble because I don't have that.
Travel Agent.
Travel Agent. Oh, and how big was it? Go back and watch the replay, anyone. I encourage people to go back and watch that replay of that Travel Agent. Why did he jump it off? Was it just because it was wet, or?
I think he just came out. I think he came out of his gear going into that first corner. It was very wet down there, to be fair, especially at that race. And he just kind of came out of his gear and had a wee gallop around the first corner. But the other two wouldn't have wanted the race to be much longer.
No.
For sure.
He was huge, wasn't he? He just kept coming, and like a few of these, though, looks like they're horse with the future. I was talking about this.
Yes, no, very much so.
I was talking about this horse today, though, Roger that. Now, he sold, I think it was 100,000 or thereabouts. Is that
150? Correct? I reckon he was 150. It was quite an expensive horse. He was a nice colt.
Yeah, and wasn't New Sire Stakes eligible. After they purchased, they found out afterwards that he wasn't New Zealand Sire Stakes eligible. And I'm going to look him up very, very quickly. That's it there, to see how much money. But I think he's over 100 already, the horse. So doing a great job to repay the people very, very quickly in just over 12 months. So doing an awesome job.
No, very much so. Like Graham Rogerson
70.
fired him through the sales.
Yes,
he's done a great job. And
yep.
like I said, shame that he wasn't. Shame that he's not paid up as such. He can still have a go, but the connections are in for a reasonably expensive pay up late if they choose to do so, for when the Sire Stakes do come around.
Right, Michael might be on the red. He says 2 things. I haven't updated my thing, but can you answer my questions I got a bet on? So he must be. I don't know whether he's been cheeky to me or not, but that's okay. Whether you might have had a bet with him or not as well, I don't know. But then he also says 155, and I will say he's more than likely, probably right, Cam, above you and I. He generally knows his yearling sales, that's for sure.
No, 150. I remember I was up there, and I just looked online. 150 on the dot.
There you go. And not much gets past Mickey Mouse. That is for sure. And anyone that doesn't take 5 minutes to have a chat with the man, they're missing out. It's quite an entertaining 5 minutes. Would that be fair, Cam?
He's a colourful human, and very good to be talking to. That's for sure.
I tell you what,
I enjoy my phone calls.
I'm going to throw you back to front, Cameron, for a sec. We're going to go to race 9, the Alabar Southern Supremacy Stakes. Again, a trifecta for the team. Mystery Creek was just huge. It was huge. So was Get Some Seaside Lucky was pretty cool as well. These horses were massive in very ordinary conditions, but he had no peace at all, Mystery Creek, and just continues to just do an amazing job for Hayden and Amanda. And as I said, Get Seaside Lucky was massive outside him. Wasn't it some sort of race that to watch?
Oh, it was a great race. Like I said, it was by that time of the day in particular, kind of race 8, race 9, very, very wet. It just didn't ease up at all. And no, I think Blair had a bit of vengeance to get after the race before it. He got knocked over.
Yep.
So, no, look, there was a good word for this horse at the start of the day. It's a very, very good horse, and Blair drove it accordingly. And look, no, very nice for the connections. I actually had breakfast with the owner in the morning, so it was quite good. So he's had a great day, and he took the horse down himself because Hayden and Amanda have been here, there, and everywhere in New Zealand. So they've had a great time, and it's a good for Bettor's Delight, just continuing to do what he does best and winning feature races. And nice that kind of Seaside and Sweet Lou also were right there with the other 2 Stonewall horses who also win a great race.
Spicy Lou was probably the unlucky runner because it just ended up one cart too far back and just didn't get out. And even didn't get a real clear run all the way up the home straight. Michael wants to know, did you win at golf?
Oh, today? Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I did. Golf was,
right.
we snuck out. We obviously had a wee public holiday, and golf went well today.
Anzac Day. We
Yeah,
didn't.
well, it was just the observed day, I guess. So
Yeah, we didn't get it here in
Yeah.
Victoria. I don't think. Anyway, I worked. I didn't know any difference, so not sure exactly what happened there. Which owner were you talking to? The Smiths, the Howdens, or the Aubreys?
Smith.
Very good.
No,
Yep.
Ben on that. He's
Ben
got quite a bit
Smith?
to do with the Kaikoura Club and all that. You know
Where's my hat? I've got too many hats. I got too many hats, Cam. I don't know where my hat is. If I went to look for it, I'd be gone for an hour. It'd be over there somewhere, but I can't see it, so I'm not going to. Oh, that might be it. Just hang on one sec. Just be careful. I'll be back in a sec. I reckon I found it. I did find it. I'm back. But I can't hear you, Cam. But don't let that worry you for a second.
No.
But I did actually find the hat. So got to give Ben a plug because he sent me these hats, and I'm back now, Cam. I can actually hear you. But yep, the Kaikoura Trotting Club hat there as well. So yes, hopefully I might get to Kaikoura this year. We never know. We'll have to just wait and see how that happens. And of course, it is pacing for pink this weekend. And that is one at the club Menangle, so make sure you're aware of that for breast cancer. So might put that on now. Actually, Bardo, you can have a rest for a while. We'll put the pacing for pink hat on, so and get that message out there.
I'm sure you'll be well looked after at the Kaikoura Club if you choose to go up there. But
had one issue.
They do a great job.
Had one little issue. This is going to be slightly off track, but I just had one little issue after the Sydney sales, or at the Sydney sales. Went out for a beautiful feed of seafood, all you can eat platter. Oh, just magic, lobster, you name it. It had everything on it. Gout, Cameron, gout. Very cruel disease. I think my days in seafood might be a little bit numbered, not sure. So, yeah, Pete Gianni's still watching. Mark Kelly's watching there as well. Right, Cam, the reason I did go out of order, and I'm going to actually put this race up in a second, but Showstopper took out this race. Well done for Kimmy, but, gee, she's having a year, Kimmy, isn't she? She's going great guns, she is. But Ideal Crown, now, what I'm going to do, and beat Skinny Dip. So, Kirsten Green, Chelsea Faithful, and the Dalgettis. You can't begrudge the Dalgettis winning, but great to see Chelsea and Kirsten Green with a couple of nice horses as well. But Ideal Crown was a $5,000 weanling purchase for Chelsea 2 years ago. Has to be 2 years ago, would it not?
Yes. Well, yeah, definitely 2. Definitely 2 years ago. Might even, it would have been 2.
Yeah.
She was. I remember we sold her afterwards because she went through the ring, and Chelsea called me up and what did you think of it? And look, it was a January foal, so she was actually a neat little filly. She was just small, and it's one thing that always baffles me at the weaning sale likes, where people just kind of get put off by size, but it's quite hard to, when you've got a lot of August and September foals compared to a January foal, there's just a huge difference there. And she took the punt, and she's had a great run with this horse. You know, she's been Group 1 placed, and she's won a group race, and she's always all over the kind of finish, which was nice. So Chelsea will be very, very happy with how the horse went. Probably just a bit gutted about the draw. The draw probably hurt her.
She's been cruel by draws a fair bit. That's her 3-back defence there. She is. I'm just going to go a little bit forward. I left the mobile on there, Cam, at the start just to highlight the people how wet the actual conditions were because it was ridiculous. She's just got into the 1-1 Ideal Crown. That's Kimmy in front and Kirsten's outside the leader. She went huge, Kirsten's horse as well, skinny dipping. It was magic as well, but the little filly, when she gets out, I think it was Coxie driving, wasn't it? And gets to the line terrific. And yeah, you almost thought she had a 1, but this is a $5,000 weanling purchase, and I'll have a look at her form. And her figure form, she's been beating Pimples like that quite regularly. She could have double the prize money, I reckon, Cam, quite conceivably. Would that be fair? Would you agree?
I think so. Like I said, she's been crawled by a couple of draws in her time, and which has probably got her, but she's a very fast horse with the right kind of runs. So she's always, Chelsea's placed her very well. And you're right, I think there's a bit more money left that she'll, and hopefully she can cross over for another big group race.
Well,
at some
she's
stage.
fronting up Friday night, mate, actually, so we'll get to see her. So that'll actually be pretty cool. She's going to be there. She's won 70,000 as well, that horse. Only 17,000 so far. Has had 5 starts this year and only 1 win and 2 seconds. But as a 2-year-old, won $52,000. And I know Chelsea's having a huge run with that horse too, so it's really cool.
Oh, it's nice, and it's nice that people are happy to travel to have a go. You know, a lot of people don't. So
No.
you're only your three-year-old once, so
Yeah,
definitely worth rolling the dice with, I think.
Plenty of Kiwis watching, which is good. That's what we want. But we want people watching, and if you've got something to say, get the message out there. I've got to try and work out that I can get the messages up there once they come, but they take a little while to come. But this show's, is about fun. It's about highlighting, people that we don't, I suppose, normally get to highlight. Actually, Cam is probably one of the things I do like to do with this show. And people like Chelsea are just awesome. And she sold a yearling. Did she sell that yearling? She presented a yearling. I shouldn't say she sold it.
She presented one.
It didn't sell, did it? No.
She always she does a fantastic job. Her horses, wherever they go, whether it be a yearling sale or to the track or whatnot, they're just unbelievable. She does such a nice job. So.
Yeah.
And can I just say, going through the South Oaks,
you can say whatever you like, mate. This is how this show works.
I think the yearling sale guys here. So Showstopper, the winner of the Southern Oaks,
Studham,
was bred by Brian West at Studham, and this will be the second horse in about 3 years that he's gone to the sale, and it passed in for $25,000, and he's just thought, oh well, I'll roll the dice again, and he's already won 56 grand back. So. You would have thought some of these people should be cottoning on by now, because I think the last one was Chase a Dream that now Grimo's got.
Yep.
That was the last one that I think he put 30 on it, didn't get a bid, and he's been quite a nice horse too. So I'd be looking at the past in ones for Brian West sometimes. He seems to get the rub of the green.
The hardest part is you've got to ask him which one's he going to roll the dice with and then buy it off him. But that might not be that simple. But anyway, people should be able to work it out. So, yeah. But at Ararat, Famous Label has won race 3 for Rebecca East and the great man Mickey B. And race 4 has just been run. When the results update, I'll get to that. Pretty big weekend though, Cam. I've asked you to throw on your New Zealand hat, which I really do appreciate. So there was some magic racing everywhere you looked. I think Invercargill will do it very well, and it's probably one of those meetings that people don't put on their radar. People probably aren't aware of it, but it's a beautiful part of the year when it's not raining. It was horrible there on the weekend, but it is a great part of the world this time of year to go down and have a look. And there's some great races, isn't there?
Oh, look, the Southern clubs do such a good job. They've got a really good association with Diamond Creek through John Stiven. He's been the kind of spearhead for that. And they've obviously got that 2-year-old race up to $100,000 Group 1. And look, it's probably a shame the numbers have been a bit light the last couple of years. But it's very much to go with our New Zealand 2-year-old racing, to be fair. People seem to... The good ones, it was a very good field the other day.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys, there's a lot of horses qualified, but they just don't ever go.
I wish more people would take Chelsea. We'll go back to Chelsea for a sec, though. She didn't miss any gunfight that she went to last year. She sort of had a go, she's like, I got a horse and I'll have a go. And it went terrific. And there was that other horse from down south, very unfashionably bred. It's actually gone to North America now that... Bubba drives Ferg. Brown and white colours. Cameron was by.
Oh, yeah, the one by Lord Forbes.
Yeah,
it was a nice horse.
Same thing. Took them had a crack, and then all of a sudden justified themselves by going. I think it'd be good if more people did that. I know sometimes it's expensive to get beaten, but at the same time, you never know what you've got sometimes.
No, you just don't know. You don't know at all. So,
and the one,
like I said, the club. I think that. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. You go.
No, like I just said, the club did a great day. They had plenty of people on course, which was really good. It's a nice setup inside, and you probably would have got gout if you come over because the seafood was coming out left, right, and centre.
Those oysters, and they have battered oysters, and I was like, who has battered oysters? Oh, they're good. They're very good.
Yeah, they had crayfish, plenty of blue cod, you name it. They had it.
It is very nice. As I say, it is beautiful. Everyone told me about the wind and the rain. I went down there. I was like, this is heaven, except for their last day. And yeah, that's the scariest plane ride I've had for a little while. Just some nice horses coming back, Cam, at Addington on Friday night just gone. Marketplace returned to the winner's circle. Regulation win, I suppose, would be the right way to put it, but just great to have him back here and look forward to him taking on some of these other horses going forward.
Very much so. Like I said, it's probably the perfect kind of welcome back to racing for Marketplace, I reckon, for Regan. He'll be very happy. Look at the kind of top of the straight, he was just there, and then when he kind of pulled him out into clear air, he showed how fast he really is. So it was nice to see him kind of come back into winning form and plugs in home in 55 and 27. So perfect, really trial race for whatever's on the radar for those boys.
Yeah, and ran right through the line all the way through. So I really do like that. Right, there was plenty of other nice winners there. Was there anything else from Addington before I go?
No, I think that was probably the main. There's plenty of nice kind of runs there for the day. But what was actually probably quite good to see was Brittany Graham back in the sulky.
Yeah.
In the first race. I talked to her earlier in the week and said, key driver change here. You should have a bit of luck. And she just laughed, and sure enough, she's won that quite well, which was really nice. So good on her.
I think a pretty important form update there for Brittany Graham as well. She purchased a house the week before. So I think one of two things, mate. One, she's going to be more desperate to win the race. But she's in New Zealand for the long haul too, which I reckon is pretty exciting for New Zealand harness racing.
Yeah, she was sitting behind me on the plane back from Invercargill last night, and she's purchased a house, which is really good. So, no, good on her, and like I said, she's been a great asset for obviously Australia and now New Zealand, and just the kind of bubbly approach she brings to harness. I think I'd never hear a bad word spoken, which is great. So
no, she's good.
The other one you want to talk about, we've briefly touched on it earlier when we talked that Sideshow Bruce, the Bob Butt horse. That was one that you wanted to.
Well, Bobby had he had a good week, didn't he? We can go the back way if you like, but yeah, Sideshow Bruce, the son of Sweet Lou, he was awesome, and good to see young Seth Hill in the bike as well, doing a pretty good job. Seth, he's a good young man, and I think he's really learning a bit through Bobby.
Oh, absolutely! Like I said, some huge opportunity for Seth, and it's nice that Bob puts him on some of these pretty impressive horses, and he's been driving them well and getting the chocolates. So now he's racking the wins up pretty quick now.
You've thrown me out of order. See, I threw you out of order before. Now you've thrown me out of order. While we're on Bobby Butt, though, how good was his drive on the Lazarus Effect the other night? Just super confident. Let's see if it uploads quick enough. Super confident. Just went for home a long way out against some really nice horses. Of course, had Swayze sitting outside of him, but that didn't worry Bobby. It was a great drive to watch, wasn't it?
No, look, it was really good for the.
I've just about timed it too, Cam, where he kicks for home. But go ahead, you're right now, mate.
No, look, Martin and Maureen Pearson, they bred this horse, and which is great. The great man Martin can breed a horse. And look, the Alabar Syndicates raced this horse and had a lot of fun. Look, this race was just prime for him.
It's a brave move against these sort of horses to go like Bobby did. Like he pulled the earplugs and he has just said, "Let's go." And I love it when it comes off, and it's just an awesome drive, I reckon.
Oh, very much so. I'm sure he'll be happy that Got the Chocolates Drew won the second line, because he certainly looks like the one of our best up-and-comers. But no, look, kudos to him. He's got the job done. And look, it was good for the Alabar Syndicate. Like I said, it's good for Graham and co. Like we've had a pretty good weekend on the track, so it's nice that Alabar can sneak one every now and again.
You're generous. You're very generous. You are. That was a little bit sarcastic, I reckon, Cam. I'm not sure, but no, I think it's awesome, and I will be catching up with Bob. As I said, I'm going to be at the trots on Friday night. So yes, I'm looking forward to catching up with Bob there and having a talk about his team, because he has got a pretty exciting team of horses, hasn't he?
Oh, very much so. And it's nice for horses like Lazarus, you know. He hasn't had the easiest kind of start to his stud career, just through his fertility and whatnot. But he's certainly thrown a good horse here. And look, I hope he has a lot more nice horses. So, no, good for the team. And it's nice that the kind of stallion ranks are shared around a little bit nowadays as well.
No, right. So now you went with. See, this is where you threw me out, because you were with Brittany and Timmy Tetrick, of course, bred by Yabby Farms, and that's how Brittany come to get him. But Yabby Farms, the 2-year-old Young Guns, the IRT Young Guns, was taken out by Duke of Bourbon Scotty Phelan in the bike. Now, I highlighted this horse last week, Cam, in regards to galloping longer than 150 metres, and I love the rule. I thought the rule was awesome, but he got DQ'd, but geez, he was on his best behaviour this week, and pretty exciting horse by FaceTime Bourbon out of Dance Craze, so he's got a lot of upside, but he was pretty awesome winning the other night.
Yeah, look, he was kind of on eggshells a little, I guess. Scotty was certainly holding on. I know, look, he's a raw horse, and I think with this kind of European blood that Pat's brought in, it's nice that it's kind of working with some of the American stuff as well when they're going a bit earlier. So, no, look, he's a very, very good horse, and he was probably the nicest yearling I think we've ever seen at the sales.
Well, he was he's a sale-topping trotting colt, I think. Is that correct? I'm sure he is.
That was him, I think, 280,000, I'm pretty sure he sold for. So, look, he was an expensive horse, but he's going to live up to it, I think, which is quite nice. And he's obviously royally bred, and I say nice for the team up there. He kind of put it all together, and look, he won that well enough, and I think there's a hell of a lot more in the tank for a horse like him.
Matty Purvis's horse was really good. Apollo 11, I thought was good. Just keeps getting better. Apollo 11. It's that's the first time horses have got near it, and I thought it was quite good. Unfortunately, I went back one page too many, but she was quite good he was quite good as well. I think on that occasion, they look like they're nice young trotters. These lot.
Very much so. Look, good for Matty Purvis and the team. Like we were all aspirations there. You know, he was a nice horse himself, and look, he says some good numbers in this part of the world. His books fluctuated a bit, but it's nice that you don't have to spend a lot of money as well and be competitive in these races. So, no, there's some nice horses there. And then, so Dylan and Joe's horse that ran third, it was obviously the first time it's got beat by Bold Eagle, well-bred horse by the Brecken Farms team. And look, he's a nice horse as well. So I think it's very much going to be who's got the manners come this week. Or next week when the final is. I think it's next week, sorry. So.
Yeah, that final's next week, so yeah. Yep. But no, it was nice to see. And while we're on the Brecken Farms, you got the Brecken Farm banner going underneath. Don't tell hierarchy, Cam, or we might get into trouble. But Harrison Orange driving his first Group 1 winner, and to be able to beat his old man was pretty cool, wasn't it, actually, to be able to watch that across the line. He's doing an awesome job, Harry, and not the easiest horse in the world to drive, either higher power, so it's a pretty good win.
No, very much so. Nice for Harrison getting his first Group 1 there. And look, he's a really nice kid, so he's racking the wins up very, very quickly. So he's very much inherited some of his father's driving skill there, and it's probably always nice to get a win over your dad as well. So
they're both coming up the straight. Sorry, Cam, they're both coming up the straight, and I tell you what, you know who he models himself on, because it's like a mirrored reflection when you watch the pair of them with their arms going sideways, the way they sit. He might be around Scotty, he might be around a lot of other people really advising him, but geez, he still looks like his old man in the cart, that's for sure, the way he sits and that, and it's really cool, I think. That's what harness racing is about. Parents taking on their sons and sons taking on their, his dad, and just a really cool little story, that.
Yeah, certainly a good one to learn from, isn't it? I love how Blair kind of sits in the bike. He's one of the best. He looks pretty effortless, and he can steer one. And I caught up with him Sunday morning, and look, he was pretty stoked. I think they had a few beers on Friday night, which was bloody good. So well deserved. And I say nice to tick something like that because you don't pick them up very easily. And good for the Brecken team again. They certainly bred some nice horses. Highgate's been such a good mare, and nice that Nigel Fahey's involved with this one. So he has a share in a few of them, which is nice. And I think he wasn't there, so maybe that was the success. That was the key. He was in Wellington. So.
Oh, was he really? What was the other bloke's name? I've come off the screen. 3-year-old trotter of the year last year. He was naughty again. No, he can be naughty when he wants to be, especially from the stand, can't he? The other Brecken Farms bred horse.
Yes. Yeah.
What's his name? I should know it. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's gone.
Oh, meant to be. Yeah, meant to be. He looks like he's probably the pick of the up and comers. But you're right. That was his first standing start, and he absolutely butchered it. So he's got to be honest. He's the problem we see with a lot of these horses, right? The 2 and 3 year olds, whether it be pacing or trotting. Once they get to that 4-year-old year and they've never seen the tape,
it's
some
hard.
of them take quite a while to adjust to it.
Yeah.
So. No, he certainly bundled that, and over 2,200 metres, you could go back to the showers pretty quick when you do that.
Yeah, he did indeed, and I forget who was driving him, but a frustrated look on his face.
Poor Zach.
Zach, that's right,
Zach,
Butcher,
he was sitting there going, great.
Yep. Friday night fields are out, Cam, and I'm glad I'm coming. Everyone kept saying to me, "Oh, you should be coming the next week. It's Rowe Cup week." But she's a pretty cool week of racing this Friday night at Alexandra Park, isn't it?
Very much so. To be honest, I actually hadn't looked at the fields until you just reminded me that we actually, because I am coming up as well. So
you're chasing your tail. I'll say right now, the IRT size stakes.
I've got it in front of me.
Well, the size stakes for the 3-year-old trotters, that's a great field of up-and-coming trotters, like what you said there, Kai Valley Ray, Our Cole, 4 races, even Save a Prayer for the Hacketts. There's some really nice horses there, and it's going to be a good race to watch that. Petit Amour as well for the Duns. It's flying. Actually, that was another one, Jacob Dunn. He does a good job, Jacob, doesn't he? Last week got another winner. Just chips away very, very quietly.
Yeah, he won his. That was the third Metro final that horse has actually won. For the Newmans, they've had a good run with. He's bred by What the Hills. So, no, look, Jacob's done a really good job, and look again, another nice kid, and look, he's had a Group 1 already, which is nice as well, and it's nice that his grandfather and mother are putting a few of the nice horses, and he's I noticed paying it back by getting the job done.
I noticed Johnny still was there the other night too, but he didn't get that drive back, which is really cool. So I'm pretty sure Johnny would have been pretty happy about that as well. Pasco,
but you're right. That size stakes race going to be very interesting. It was nice that Brett Lilly's horse, look, they drove it pretty hard and drove it in front. And where they thought Tony's one was going to be unbeatable, but it's pretty raw to all this. It looks like it's got a lot of ability.
Yep.
But no, it's going to be a very good race. It's always look again, not big numbers, but just nice, some very, very nice horses there. So again, I don't know why more people don't have a go for 120 grand.
Absolutely.
But, hey.
Yeah, that's right. But I'll tell you what is a good field, Cam. I don't know if you've gone to the next one, the Pasco, the Jewelers, Northern Oaks. Yep. And this is where I was saying before about Ideal Crown. But this I tell you, there's some depth in 3-year-old fillies. I'll actually flick to the other screen for you. There's some depth in these 3-year-old fillies in New Zealand right at the minute. Like, this is a crazy good field.
Very much so. There's just some royally bred horses there, and just some very, very well performed horses. So, I'm just kind of scrolling through it now, and there's a couple with some pretty ordinary draws. But like I said, it'll be a very, very good race, and it's just one of those races you want to kind of tick off the bucket list if you can, trying to win the Northern Oaks.
Yeah, I don't know who's driving Kath, but pretty exciting daughter of Seaside, Kath is, and that goes terrific. So it'd be interesting to see if young Seth gets a drive or not. Do you know who's been driving that horse lately?
Seth's been driving it lately, so I'm assuming he'll get the steer again.
Geez, that'd be good. That'd be nice for him, a good experience for him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, good draw too. It looks like he's going to come into one because the horse that's drawn one's the second emergency. So
it's one of these, and please, Harness Racing New Zealand, I am not having a go at you or anyone over this. It's one of these anomalies, and I know why they do it, and I agree with the rule, but when you get feature races and you're going to have less horses off the front line than the second line, it's a bad look. I don't think it matters as much for a grade race, Cam, if you know what I mean. But if they say so, the mug punter knows where their horse is going to draw. It doesn't change other than if there's horses underneath them scratched. But yeah, when some of these horses may have been able to get off the front line, I don't know. I don't know the right way to answer it, but it is a strange.
You're right.
It's a strange
one.
You're
right. Like I said, both the emergencies drawn kind of 1 and 7, so they'll more than likely come out. So you're right, 6 off the front and bloody 7 off the back.
Yeah,
so
it
doesn't make a lot of sense.
You guys are lucky. Sometimes we get, we don't get emergencies, but quite often we'll have a lot more off our back line because a couple off the front will scratch, and it's just. But I definitely agree with it, especially at Ararat tonight and those places where it's a bit harder to do your form. But I just wonder sometimes in these real good races how it all goes. Ideal Crown, as I said, Chelsea's horse going around there as well. And we better give the bosses a sing out too, Cam, with all of me going around for the Kennies, and then Lizzie stepping out for the Syndicate, and Zach. I can't find my right mouse. There it is there. And of course, Indulge Me being bred by the farm as well. So as you say, some pretty regally bred horses stepping out there.
Yes, no, very much so. And it's a very, very competitive kind of 3-year-old fillies, like horses even like Mark Jones's one. She's done a great job and runs pretty good that way around.
Awesome.
And she's out of Princess Tiffany, so she's another very well bred horse.
Princess Tiffany, is that? Oh, that's also with Braden Whitelock actually. Yep.
Yeah, she won
Met-
$1 million. So
Met
she
him
was
the
a
other
nice
day.
mare.
While I've got so many people watching in New Zealand, if you stay on the South Island, you must always stay with the Patterson's Hospitality. Go to the Hotel Montreal or the Commodore Hotel. I might be going there. We might be doing a golf game very shortly. We might. Oh, imagine that. Michael House might carry my camera for me while we're going around there too. That'll be a bit of fun, Cameron.
Get him a golf cart and a camera, it'd be dangerous.
And we'll get the boys from Pinseeker out there. We'll have to get a few hours. We might have to get Phil Kennard just for the bit more sense, if you like, than craziness. So going
Absolutely.
out there. This is one of those smaller fields, but I don't think this race actually is taken away at all, Cam. This is a Barry Purdon. Oh, sorry, Barry Purdon is sponsoring it, but the Roy Purdon Memorial. And this race has got a lot of intrigue all of a sudden. We were saying there before about the Lazarus effect. Got the Chocolates, has drawn 1. So that's a very bit interesting. And Swayze drawing 7. So there's a fair bit going on in this race, mate.
Very much so. Like I said, numbers aren't big, but I think they'll be rocking pretty quick around Auckland.
Isn't that a good race?
And look,
yeah.
Very much. Look, got the Chocolates, to be fair. Like I said, he looks like a horse that's going to be a cup contender for the next few years, barring any setbacks. He's just gone from strength to strength, this horse, and he's going to have his chance to pick up a Group 1 as a 4-year-old, I think, this week. So
and
it's going to be a very, very good race.
What I like about a horse like him, bred by Ken Spicer, of course. It was great to see Ken over at Nutrien Sales just recently, so good to catch up with him. And Ian Marie, I will get into trouble there. But just looking there, $636,000 for this horse. He's got 12 wins. It's those 10 seconds. Half those 10 seconds could have been wins if it wasn't for a horse like Marketplace. The flip side of that is Marketplace would have a similar record if it wasn't for this horse. And I think that's the exciting part about these couple of horses coming through, these young horses. They've been to wars a fair few times. They just keep coming back better and better. And it's so good for harness racing. And that's what these horses are on here. And I'm telling people about this meeting because I want people to be aware and get excited about some of these horses. And hopefully they come to Australia, which would be even better.
Oh, very much so. There's a 3-year-old. Some of those couple of races like the Derby and that, they kind of put chills down your spine when those two went to war. So it's nice that they've come back just as good, or if not better.
Well, I was going to say that they actually probably come back better.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think Marketplace had a touch longer in the paddock than got the Chocolates. They gave him a pretty good spell after winning the slot race and El Derby and all that at the end of the year. So, well deserved, and like I said, exciting. They're coming back really well.
But they went to war as 2-year-olds, and fair to say, got the Chocolates definitely got better as a 3-year-old. But Marketplace didn't go backwards, and then got the Chocolates now. I think has gone better again as a 4-year-old, and we've seen one run from Marketplace, so it's good to see. Matt Markham's online. We got Matty Markham. We must be keeping him up. That's good to see you, Matty. We'll talk to you. Must catch up with you one day. We could get Matty Markham out on the golf course. We could end up filling the golf course, actually.
Could be a big go.
We could have a bit of fun, young Cameron, that's for sure. I think Cam Bray's there watching somewhere too. The Kiwis, there mustn't be much on TV on a Monday night, but I appreciate everyone coming in and the comments because that only helps grow this page. And all this page is about is having a little bit of fun, getting the message out there for harness racing, and I'll look after my sponsors, Woodlands and Brecon, Aldebaran Park, Yabby Dam Farms, Nutrien. Definitely look after all my sponsors and people that look after me, but also just having a bit of fun and getting that message out there. Now, Cam, did you look at this field? Have you had a look at this field while I was just giving you a little bit of time there?
In front, no, don't worry. I've got my computer in front of me. So
have you seen this? Have you seen the stable change there? Number 5.
Yes. Number 5. Look at that.
Yeah, so Jason Grimson, now the trainer, Cam calls him the king. Jason Grimson, now the trainer of Andretti, stepped out last week at Cambridge and has now changed hands. Was still in Gene Feaster's name, so I presume that Gene's just transferred the horse over to Jason. And this race is a chock-a-block race anyway, with some great horses stepping out. But that now throws a lot of intrigue into the who's, what might happen in this race, mate.
Very much so. I think Jumel probably drawing 1. That's probably and look at driver change as well.
Blair's on there.
Getting the steer for the first time. So look, he'll certainly be the one to beat. But there's some nice 3-year-old colts there as well. And look, he had a pretty tough run at Addington the other week. So, look, I'm sure Stephen Reid will have him ready to rumble, and he's been such a nice horse. So, look, nice field, and certainly adds a little bit of spice with Grimo now taking over our training of Andretti.
I get into trouble if I forget the sponsors, mate. Woodlands Stud, the Northern Derby. So, it's going to be a great race. As I said, I'm pretty excited. I actually am wrapped because, as I said, a lot of people said to me I should be coming over the week after. And I was like, I'd already booked me tickets and that, but I think it's going to be cool. And as I said, we'll get the message out there. We'll be doing a lot of content around the weanlings, but we'll get the message out there as well to get all that out there, but to have a bit of fun at the races as well. Catch up with a few of the guys as we can, and do it a little bit differently. Is that 100%. Oh, now I said earlier on in the show too, Matty Markham, of course, does. I should get him back on Campbell's Comments one day, but that's okay. But Johnny Turner and the job that he does, Cam, on Facebook promoting this industry, we want people to be able to go to that page of his as well. So, because that little reel that he put up the other day was just, it was classic, and it's just an awesome little page to look at, isn't it?
No, I was talking to Johnny, and I said you've done a great job. You're going pretty good on the old AI front, and no, I think he had a couple of other people he was possibly thinking about putting on it, but he didn't. So he just stuck with the ones for now. And no, it was very entertaining. He does a great job down south and promotes harness in the southern region very, very well.
It's one of those things, as I said, I started my show off. I was a little bit negative. I was a little bit annoyed with some negative comments around the Vicbred vouchers. And, I suppose people having their opinions of them there. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. I sometimes find it a little bit frustrating, but I like that, but I like the industry ourselves. We need to all embrace it and do something very different and get the message out there. Otherwise, there won't be an industry. So we want more and more people to get involved and promote it instead of being negative Nellies. Get out there and promote the industry.
100%. There's lots of good things happening at the end of the day, and look, we're all in that kind of boat where things are pretty tough on the punt. I think the dollar's a little bit harder to get nowadays, so it always makes the guys that are running the show, it makes it harder for them just because the money's not quite where it needs to be, but they're trying their best to try to get that going in the right direction or as well as it can.
No, absolutely. Cameron, thank you very much, my friend. I will see you Friday night. I will be over there from Wednesday afternoon. Got quite a few things already lined up as far as interviews and day at the farm on the Thursday. So looking forward to that. I think I've got both the big bosses. I think I've got Andrew and Paul going to be there with me. So that'll be a bit of fun, an interview with something a bit different. And I encourage people to look forward to that one, that's for sure. But Tony Grayland as well. So we'll get plenty of information in the weanlings, but plenty of information also about Woodlands, I think, which will be cool.
Absolutely. No, it's always nice having you over at the farm. They'll be looking forward to talking to you, no doubt, and having all the big cheeses on. It's good effort.
I haven't actually told you this either, but I did throw a little challenge out about the barbecue as well. So I believe the new barbecue might be getting fired up. I'd be upset if it doesn't. Ooh. I might have to send you a photo when it happens, but I'll be upset. I'll be upset if it doesn't. I was pretty cheeky the other day, so that's our hospitality. Anyone wondering, we're just having a little bit of a private conversation here, but Cameron knows exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Cameron?
Absolutely, you're talking well now. I'm sure Paul Kenny will do a great job. He's a great host.
They're the best, Paul and Mary. We cannot thank them. Actually, the whole Woodlands team, New Zealand, full stop. I think that's I've been very lucky in that sense. I'll catch you Friday night, mate, at Alexandra Park. I didn't call it Auckland before. That's okay, both the same. Which I'm looking forward to that. So that part will be cool on what's going to be a great night of racing. But please get across woodlandstud.co.nz to keep up to date with everything. Plus, also go to the Facebook socials, Instagram socials as well. And good to see the great man's got the Twitter handle going back again too. Some chances he may have lost the Twitter handle, but it's miraculously turned back up and he's away now. So you can get a lot of regular updates from Frenchie, Pepe Le Pew, over there. John. Now, this gentleman's name who just tuned in then, he's one of the guys from Ireland. I'm going to meet him when I go back to the Vincent Delaney. I know that. John, I'm not even going to try and O and then, No, but John, hello to you. I know he's from Ireland. Well, I'll spell it for you, Cameron. So it's an O with a little thing above the top, and then it's
Yes.
Ceeallachain.
Oh, now you're
Seal.
talking.
Yeah, he's from Ireland. He's put this Irish
Yeah.
flag. Actually, he's a good man because he's just done that. So hang on, I'll put it up on the live feed so people can turn around and realise. Because I'm not the best at sounding words out. I can talk a lot, but his name is up there now with the flag down on the bottom of the feed. If you're watching the live feed, but Ceeallachain, I think. But I definitely know the gentleman. I know who he is. Surname I've got no way, and he is watching live. So we've got the Irish. We haven't got the Frenchie. I thought we might have had Frenchie watching, but no signs of him, Cameron.
Yeah, like I said, the old Irish, they're very hard to. Some of those pronunciations are. I don't know how you do it. To be fair, you're right. They sound a lot
Callaghan.
different than they're worded.
That's pronounced Callaghan. That's so easy.
Oh,
John
wow.
Callaghan. Now I know now I know exactly who he is. So, yeah. But anyway, and I do look forward to catching up with you, Johnny, when I get across there. Right, all right, mate. I will let you go.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining me.
We'll see you on Friday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, definitely. And I'll give you a barbecue update as well later on in the day, later on in the trip, or earlier on in the trip. So it'll be fine.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks, Cam.
Thanks, Paul. Good on you, mate.
See you,
Thank
mate.
you. Bye.
Cam Grant there signing off, talking New Zealand harness racing. Of course, Woodlands had trifecta. They're offering up 22 weanlings at this up-and-coming Woodlands, NZB weanling sale. Too many W's. Coming up very, very shortly. And as I said, there'll be a lot more content coming out over the next few days as well, going from there. Looking forward to being at the VDM as well, Johnny, very shortly. So we'll get that... we'll get more stuff going on that as well. I actually had Michaela on the other day. Michaela was on that trip with me, and that's you meet friends for life, so it's actually pretty cool. And we'll go from there. A lot of fun. I think they worry about me because Johnny's just giving me a little update there as well. But yeah, because I don't drink, I think they worry about it, but that's okay. Been a big show. Still got plenty of time. Who cares? We'll talk. Actually thinking about doing something very, very different. And Maddie Markham could be one of those people as well going through. So we've got Pacing for Pink next Sunday at Shepparton. I will be there. Holly's going to be there as well. So we will be there for that. Also then the week after, we've got the Ogun Pacing Cup as well. So make sure you're there March the 10th. And plenty of other content coming through. There, so make sure you're aware of that. I was going to look, we had something about Mari the other night. Let's actually see. We'll go back to Ararat for a sec. So you won race 4. Gozo Major, Paulie Grech. Well done to you, Paulie. You trained and drove it by Art Major. I think Art Major's had a double tonight. That's an Always Be Mickey. It's an all Alabar night tonight. Danny Boucher. Oh no, Tall Dark Stranger. So no, they're spread out right across. 7:32. That race has been run and won, and I didn't see who won that one, but that's okay. It will go from there. Because we had something about Mari run on the weekend, and as I said, Nev Pangrazio and Louise bred the winner on that occasion, whose name Chillaby Ballerini. I did have to cheat there. I've actually got good. Look at this. I do me notes. I've got an iPad. Anyone that does a lot of work can do me notes. I do it on any device. So I start with all my notes going through for the week. That's what I did want to highlight. But yeah, you get all those messages out there, and then you can try and remember them, and you just got to get the words in the right order. But it does make a difference. Charlton on the other day. Max Becker won. A good mate. Hang on one sec. So we'll go back to there. I was going to say what's coming up for harness racing this weekend, especially here in Victoria. Super meeting at Menangle. Of course, we've got the Trotters Oaks. Got the Trotters Oaks, the Pacing Oaks, the Ladies Ship, the Queen Elizabeth, and I think the Pink Bonnet, actually, as well. So for the 2-year-old Pacers. Might be wrong there, but anyway, that didn't go to results, unfortunately, with the fields. So yesterday at Charlton, sorry about my nose running. Thought I had more tissues. Grab a box of tissues, so you got plenty of tissues, but the cupboard's bare. Oh, no, there's not. There's more in there. I thought the cupboard was bare. I had a look, and I was in all sorts of trouble. Oh, this is a good show. It's as random as they come, this show, but that's okay. And anyone thinking that I say my own show is good, well, I'm a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, but that's okay. So Max Becker for Benny Powell. He's a greyhound man. He really enjoys his horses, and good to see him. They had a pretty cool win. They had a horse run third at Bendigo the Saturday night before, and it was pretty cool. Thanks, Matty Markham. I really do appreciate that. Black Range Road. Now, Neville Pangrazio is watching, and we used to have a horse called Pang, named after Neville Pangrazio, and Black Range Glory, being out of Gloria Don, was a horse that I actually trained, and Black Range Glory's nickname is Paulie, so that one was there. Yes, you might have been talking about that. I thought you were talking about that. I thought Matty was having a crack at me because my tissue box was empty, but no, the fact that I've done that, so got to get across that. So that was at Charlton the other day. We got Ararat racing tonight as well, so plenty going on there. As I said, we'll have to get Matty back on from time to time as well, especially if he's going to be sitting up at this hour of the night giving me cheek. That's for sure. So we might be on baby duties, don't know. But anyway, now, what else have we got? Who knows? That's what this show does. Who knows where it is? This is what I was going to look at, Coolman. I didn't look at the results of Coolman, but they had their Pacers Cup, and there was a few horses, and was taken out by Sanchez. I did see this on the Wager Wednesday that Nathan Jack tipped this horse to win, up to the driver. If not, but going from there, beating Cody Rockenberger's Kim Can Do and See Through Fury for Lukey Tabone. So, yeah, well done. Jack Stockton there running fourth. So, well done to Sanchez. Pretty sure it was. May not be. Scotty Robinson bred it. It may have been an APG purchase, that also. I'm not sure. So, I won't go through. Alan Jones, Watermain Lady. You need to know how that horse got its name. It is a cracker. I love seeing it win by Captain Crunch and Jareel as well. Now, got to get back to here. Try and stay on the subject. Darren Clayton has put a comment on. As I said, I just have a little bit of an issue with these things updating, but we get around it. I just have to refresh the screen. That's why you see that way. You see funny things come across every now and then we fix it up. But it did work. Rightio, Darren Clayton. If I have not mentioned, Inter-Dominion Noms closed Thursday, 12 noon. Also the Great Square back into that same carnival. Probably should have had someone from Queensland on the show. But Darren, so they closed Thursday. And I haven't got any idea to do anything, any time to do that, but that's a pretty important update. And the Winter Carnival will fast approach, so we want to make sure that people are aware of that. So the Inter-Dominion Noms close, especially the Kiwis. Let's get some Kiwis over. Let's get a heap of them, especially the Great Square, the Trotters. Have some fun. Got the chocolates and Marketplace. That'd be pretty cool. That's for sure. We walk by faith. There's quite a few over there that'd be really cool to have in these races as well. So let's try and get all of those over. Ticked off all my notes. Pretty happy with that. The vouchers, Johnny Turner's page. Wagga, I haven't done this. Oh, yes, I did. I did it with Bardo. So, yeah, the great friends at Wagga Harness Racing Club. The Vincent Delaney Memorial is on the 3rd to the 9th of August, so make sure you're aware of that one. Get in touch with Heather Wilder. You can go from there if you're interested in getting in. I think it's pretty close to full, but if you are interested, make sure you go to there. Always remember Hammond's Seafood. We've been talking seafood everywhere else. Don't forget the great Tasmanian seafood. Brookie Hammond, she may be watching. Most probably not, but make sure you get there and have a look at that. And as I said, when you go to the South Island, stay at Patterson's Hospitality. All the hospitality in New Zealand is pretty cool, but Hotel Montreal and the Commodore. Huge thank you to all of my sponsors going through from the top. Just hang on a sec, I'll shut that one down. But Aldebaran Park, Duncan McPherson, he rang me. That's one of the reasons I was 1 minute short. He had 3 things to tell me. He remembered the first one, and then after that he was in all sorts of trouble. So Marketplace accepted a Rising Star invite. Rightio. Leave that to Beaver. We'll have to have an update for that. That's exciting for Victoria. Geez, it'd be nice if got the chocolates come as well. So Darren Clayton pulling them all out, all stops. So that'd be actually pretty cool. That I get you on, Darren, but I'm trying to log off. My tea's been cooked for a while downstairs. Brecon Farms, huge thank you to those guys where champions are made. Go to brecconfarms.com.au breckenfarms.co.nz. Whoops, breckenfarms.co.nz for the full, to keep up to date with everything. They'll be selling yearlings again next year, but breeding winners all the time. Our Cole steps out. They'll have a couple others, but our Cole's stepping out again this week in the sires at Auckland, so look forward to seeing him. Nutrien with the online sale, winter woolly sale, about to go public, so make sure you go to nutrienstandardbred.com.au, and then also May the 30th for all roads heading to Wagga, and we will be doing some more stuff. As I said, I'll be catching up with the guys from the Riverina. We'll probably have Hogs on next week's show, and a few other people as well, but yeah, going to be a pretty cool. So go to nutrienstandardbred.com.au for all of that. Yabby Farms, breeding winners everywhere, which is exactly what Pat Driscoll wanted to do. Also had a beautiful thoroughbred winner on the weekend. Go to his socials to see that. I think he won the Carline Stakes, Carline Stakes, I think it is, named after a jockey from memory. But yeah, terrific winner. So, and I know he was very, very happy with that. Nathan Moy, hello to you, Nath. Hope you're well, my friend. Haven't seen you for a fair while. Did see you pop up on a social media post the other day with someone. I'm not sure exactly who that was. Woodlands Stud, home of all their champion sires, but of course they are offering up 22 weanlings at this upcoming weanling sale. 16 boys and, 6 boys, 16 fillies. Sweet Lou, Down by the Seaside, Better's Delight, Lather Up, What the Hill, King of the North. 2 of those as well will be offered up in this sale. Then they will be actually having a parade as well on the Saturday the 10th it'll be, because it's the day after the parade. Just got to check my calendar. I'm sure, I reckon I've got that wrong actually. Where's me calendar? Saturday the 9th. Make sure you're there for that parade. If you're over there for Row Cup, get in touch with the team at woodlandstud.co.nz. They'll all be there trackside this week, so make your plans for next week and get there. Plus 5 horses from the Yellowbar Farms draft will be there as well. So you'll get to see 27 horses that will be stepping out in that sale going through for NZB. That'll do. Thank you to everyone that has watched from Queensland right through to Ireland. We're reaching a market everywhere. That's what we want to do. Have a horrible head cold. Hopefully it's gone tomorrow. But yeah, I really do appreciate it. Everyone getting involved. That's what this show's about. We'll continue to roll it out every Monday night now that it's a bit quieter. And I want as much input as we can. If you've got something to offer, give me a yell. Darren Clayton, you should have sent me a message. Maddie Markham, I'm definitely going to get you on. We might even get you on after one of these big meetings or before it as well. But plenty happening there. So if you're enjoying harness racing, tune into the show. If you just want to have some fun, and who knows where the conversation will go, who knows as well. But I'll be back next Monday night. Really appreciate all the input and look forward to catching you up with you all next week. Thank you very much to all my sponsors. Yeah, see us.